everyone, this is Waldorf,
And this is Statler.
and now we're on Battle Report 296. This time we're doing the Kingdom of Equitaine versus the Orcs and Goblins.
Are you playing both sides?
I am.
Okay.
This is both my armies.
All right. Colonial Carnage. Game 2.
This is my game 2. So, what do we got with this one? There's my list, same as last game. Take a look.
Freeze it if you want it. Okay.
And my opponent has an Iron Orc Warlord, the general with the Omen of the Apocalypse. Apocalypse. I thought there's supposed to be an R in there somewhere. I thought it was the Apocalypse. Could be wrong. Anyway, Dust Forged Armor, Dragonfire Gem, and he's on a boar. He's got a Feral Orc Chief.
He's on a boar. He's not a boar. Okay.
He's not a boar. Got a Feral Orc Chief, the BSB, with paired weapons and Shield Breaker, with the Essence of Mithril, Potion of Strength on a boar. And a Common Orc Chief with a Lance, Shield, Ghostly Guard, Talisman of Shielding, Lucky Charm on a Wyvern.
Isn't Essence of Mithril foot only?
Nope. I use that build,
Okay.
but I don't have Shield Breaker. I have the Hero's Heart on my
Okay.
deck. Anyway, and a Feral Orc Shaman, and I don't know how you have it. I really don't know how you have an Orc list without the Troll Ale Flask. Anyway, a Feral Orc Shaman is Master of Shamanism, Magical Heirloom, and a Rod of Battle.
A lot of battle. Okay.
Yep. 2 units of 8 Goblin Raiders, 2 units of 10 Feral Orc Boar Boys with shields, 20 Feral Orcs with paired weapons, Great Green Idol, pair of Giants, pair of Bork Chariots, and 3 Wolf Chariots.
Did you say Bork chariots?
Bork.
They sing?
They do.
Okay.
Scandinavia, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to be playing Refuse Flank and Hold the Ground.
Okay.
So we line up. That's what we got. That big, huge giant squig is his Great Green Idol. Up there in the top right.
Okay.
It's not a great green idol in his case. It's a great orangish red idol.
There you go.
It's a giant on each end of his line. And chariots right there in the center with their huge charge range. Actually deployed back off the line, so he couldn't try a 19 charge on the first turn. Moving on.
Terrain.
Terrain? What about it? There is terrain.
I think there's some terrain on this.
There is. There's impassable over on the left, that big hill with
the hill with the
weird thing.
craggy's impassable.
Yep.
Okay.
And hill in the back. Coming forward, there's a big water feature in the middle of the board.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Off on the right, there's a wall and a field.
Okay.
And impassable.
I think they were planting the crops, so they were aligned with the wall.
They don't do that nonsense. It may have been after the first. It may have been on the first game. It wasn't when we got to this table. And a hill on the bottom right.
And the building with a big windmill.
Yep. We ignored the windmill veins.
Okay.
And measured from the building itself.
I think it should have been an obstacle if you got within an inch of it.
D3 string 4.
D3 string 4. Yeah.
Whap.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So first turn, he took a unit of wolves and just formed the conga line in front of me.
Yep.
Just screening off my entire army. And so my turn, I charged it with my general alone.
Okay.
In the back corner. I'd like to know where he came from. Where was he deployed? Was he out by himself?
No.
He doesn't have a lot of shooting, so he might have been. Yep. He's right there by himself. So he was able to come in. He had not straightened up his line at this point. He was able to come in and clip the back corner of that guy.
So what was your thought there?
My thought there is I didn't want to commit any units to getting up front, and I think he's afraid of my general with his 1-up rerollable armor and 6 strength, 5 attacks, AP3.
Okay.
I don't think he wants any part of him.
And you're charging, and you charge these wolves, and what do you think's going to happen?
I think I'm going to kill like 5 or 6 of them, and they're going to break and run.
Okay. And
I'm going to let them go.
You're going to let them go. Okay.
That's my idea.
Okay.
So we go there.
I guess you were worried if you sent your aspirants in there, if they fled, that they'd run off the table.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other unit gets in there too close. I'm too
Yeah.
close to the back to have a safe fleet.
Okay.
Especially because on his very first turn, he 3 dices the totemic summons and gets one off down in the bottom right corner.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned my archers around to shoot him, and probably should have. Well, I couldn't afford to ignore him, but anyway, send my guy back to block him from. There's not enough space to turn and face him, unfortunately, because of the inch spacing.
Right.
I can't turn and face him, but at least I can stop him from going and killing my scorpion.
Okay.
So
which way is he actually facing?
Facing, it doesn't matter. He's a random mover.
Yeah.
So he's facing directly at the bolt
But
thrower.
meant which way his flame thing goes, I guess. But yeah.
Oh yeah, correct.
Oh, he came on his turn. This is your turn.
Yeah, he came on his turn.
Okay.
Facing the bolt thrower, and elected not to use the breath weapon.
Okay.
So I think he's saving it for combat.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because if he hadn't done it, I would have been dumb, but I might have charged him with the archers.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you can see that's what it is now. At least he has to fight my guy to get through, and I think that guy should kill him.
And, well, it's unlucky that a breath weapon would kill your bolt thrower with all those wounds on it.
And it's not going to kill it.
Yeah.
It should not
Right.
kill it.
Right.
So there you go. Now I start killing wolf riders, and I just follow him down the line because he takes casualties from the back, and I just chase him along as I'm killing him, and end up way down here on the right. So that's what we got, and it's his turn. And I'm keeping the bolt thrower alive so I can pump bolts into that wyvern, and I don't do anything to it. Back to his turn. The wyverns, where that little CGL thing has moved off to the right. There he is, hiding behind the building. And his giant moves over to the far right. You can see down here on the bottom, his totemic summons has just moved off to the right. Elected not to charge anything, which is a huge, smart move in my opinion. Because had he killed the archers, which he could have easily, I eliminate him this turn and no longer have to worry about him. As it is, he's still an annoyance floating around back there.
Is he still in range to flame your archers?
He's facing the wrong way.
Oh, he's facing...
He moved away, so he's got to be facing that way.
Yeah. Okay.
So, my turn comes. I actually miscast on the... What did I miscast on? I miscast on the Strength of Stone, the Master of Stone. Get a wound off on the dragon, the wyvern with it, but wound myself.
Okay.
Sorry. I did that on the first turn. Must have done that on my last turn. I did it on my last turn. This turn, because we're still on his turn too, he cast a swarm of insects on my scorpion. Your scorpion, to be exact. And does 2 wounds to it. The nifty thing about the swarm of insects is it does the secondary ability gives you -1 to hit until you move. And I was like, okay. And I started thinking about this, and I'm like, I've got
0.
a movement of 0. So looks like I'm stuck with this for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on. This is my turn 2. My turn 2. You can see I move my Renowned Lord over here, Duke again. Block his totemic summons from hitting either one of my archers or my scorpion.
Right.
And still manage to face forward to see the wyvern and the giant if they come closer.
Right.
He has moved the unit of the boar boys in the center. They are within 6 of the token. So to prevent him from getting the point, I move my aspirants up within 6 as well to get, to challenge for the token. And if I need to, I can flee.
Okay.
So we got that. And General has left the unit and he's going over there and hiding by the building. No one that he's scared of can see him, but he's there to... I'm figuring he's going to send something at those guys in the middle, the aspirants, and I can counter.
Okay.
We're going to go on to turn 3.
And we got a white card.
And turn 3, that's the beginning. What do we got? Who's this? So I underestimated the movement of the wyvern. He gets past me out of my arc by Duke on the right.
Of both guys.
And the other guy's, facing the completely wrong way. The totemic summons, turns around and goes back down here to the corner again. This shooting at this thing has been useless. I've done nothing to it.
Yeah.
In addition, at this point, this the turn? No, next turn. Let's see. There we go. There. He charged with the. What happened here? He came forward. Oh, he charged only with the single bore chariot.
Oh, it's a chariot.
That single bore chariot charged my aspirants.
Okay.
Because I have healing waters on him. And then he came forward and with his, he had rallied the wolf riders last turn.
Okay.
And they came back forward to block, to chaff me from going any further.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So now it's bottom of turn 3. It's my turn. This unit of aspirants over here does not charge them. They grow back. This unit that's over here charges them in the front. Charges the wolf riders front one.
Clean themselves in the water.
That's right. Get splashed off in the water and smash into the front of the wolf riders. The rest of the army comes forward a bit. This unit
reforms.
Yeah, I really messed myself up bad here. I moved the... What did I do? I reformed this red unit first. And then wanted to come with this... The Duke wanted to come join the White Knights. But because I had reformed them first, I don't have enough room to fit one, back here.
Right.
So that I kind of messed myself up on that one. But I did get Stone Skin off on the white unit, as you can see.
Okay.
If you can see it. Up here on the hill, you notice that there are 3 wounds now on the Wyvern out of 4. You say, oh, that's at least one of the bolt throwers have done something. You'd be wrong. That was another strength of Master of Stone, Master of Earth, whatever it is, which did another 2 wounds to the Wyvern. I have hit it 3 times with bolt throwers and have not done a single wound to it.
You rolled ones, or he's just...
I rolled 2 1s and a 2.
Because he doesn't have a...
Nope.
Okay.
2 1s and a 2. Nothing. Very fortunate. So, we move on. All right, so the aspirants up front that fought the Wolf Riders, of course, smashed them, and they just reformed. They elected not to overrun. Reform there, and because it's the bottom of the turn, I have 2 units within 6 inches of the token, so I gain a point for the token.
Okay.
Back to his turn. His turn, he charges the unit of 3 chariots and the single bore chariot into the aspirants.
All right.
Off on the right, you can see the Wolf Riders have come forward and chaffed the big white unit. And everyone else just moves up a bit.
Okay.
And this turn, the Wyvern on the right, I don't know if I have a picture, but the Wyvern on the right charges in, there you go, charges into the Scorpion.
Okay.
Angling to where he can...
As best as he could.
Angle as best he can to get as close as he can to the shortest way off the board.
Okay.
He's hoping to get off the board so he can't get shot at.
Okay.
And you can see his 2 characters split out of the unit and joined his Great Green Idol over here on my flank. You can't see it, but behind this windmill, there's a giant looking out this way as well. The next, he fires another swarm of insects and takes off my Scorpion that was back here. And the Wyvern takes off the other one. He rolls an overrun of a total of 4. Turns out he had kind of screwed himself with the totemic summons coming back again because he could not have. He would have hit this. He would have had to stop an inch away from the totemic summons and couldn't have got off the board. But if he would have rolled like a 6, he would have got out of arc of the Red Knights. But he did not. Up forward, the Chariot slam into the aspirants, killing 3.
Wow.
I actually did the math on this, and it wasn't that bad.
6, 6, 6, 6. That's
because he did dead average and did
10 impact. 10.
He did 18.
10, 11.
Because it should be
12,
14 plus
14.
4.
Yeah.
And 18 is exactly what he did.
Mm-hmm.
He wounded 1 less because he ended up only wounding 14 out. It should have been, average is 15.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do the math, follow the math out from there, it's he does 7. I make 7 of them on armor, and 2 or 3 I make out of ward saves.
And then he gets his attacks.
And then his attacks are left. But anyway, so he probably should have wiped me.
Yeah.
He only killed 3 though.
Yeah.
I am range of the general and BSB, and we stick around.
Yeah.
I think I did 1 wound back. But charge in 3, I was only down by 3. It was a rerollable 6, I believe.
Yeah, well, that's fortunate for you.
So, back to my turn. The Red Knights are going to charge into the Wyvern, the flank of the Wyvern. But to accomplish that, to make sure I can do the wheel, the Lord up here has to charge into the Wolves.
Okay, he's got the arc.
With the white dogs up here. I mean, the white knights with them.
Oh, they're both going.
They're both going in there. There's a better picture.
Did the White Knights have to go in?
The White Knights did not have to.
Okay.
But I wanted to make sure they go away because the General and BSB are within range of them.
Yeah.
So even if I kill like 5, there's a chance they stick.
Mm-hmm.
So over here, the Grail Knights on the far left are charging into the Boar Boys in the back. The Blue Knights are charging into the Orc Chariot.
Right.
And that's it.
The other aspirants couldn't fit.
They could not wheel past.
Yeah.
I checked.
Mm-hmm.
If they could have wheeled past, they would have hit the Boar Boys in the back, not the chariots.
Mm-hmm.
But they couldn't quite fit. So we smashed them.
We're not going to have fuzzy photos all of these battle reports, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. I was very nervous.
Yeah, very shaky.
So over on the right, the White Knights and the Duke make short work of the Wolf Riders and charge forward.
Okay.
The
He didn't flee.
The aspirants in the middle. I'm sorry, the aspirants you see up front.
Mm-hmm.
The aspirants you see up front are the survivors from the chariot attacks.
You grew some back.
I grew some back on my turn.
Yeah.
The Blue Knights came in, did a great job, cleaned them up.
But didn't make it to the Boar Boys.
Well, it was a long way.
Yeah.
The Grail Knights slammed into the Boar Boys, killed 4.
Mm-hmm.
But then the remaining 6 Boar Boys wiped them out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's... I was not looking for that. Yeah, you see how far that is for the overrun for the Boar Boys. That's like the length of a chariot plus an inch.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, nothing to be discussed about that.
That makes up for your aspirants on his turn.
Yeah, so I failed to get into those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened? The aspirants. Anyway, the aspirants, they both elected to over. The aspirants elected to chase. Mm-hmm. The Blue Knights elected to overrun. Yeah, knowing I didn't get in, it would have been much better had the aspirants stayed back, but and leaving those guys out there to chaff. His fleeing chariots could have chaffed. I killed the Boar Chariot outright,
right?
But the 3 Wolf Chariots or 2 of the Wolf Chariots were left, and I chased them so I could be chaffed for this unit coming down the hill. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I thought the Blue Knights would be into the Boar Boys. So, but at the end of the turn, and I'll pick up another point, the Red Knights smashed the Wyvern and turned to face into the
reformed
into
back
the board.
into the wedge. Okay.
Brigands open up the space, made their march test, and open up the space between the...
Which way are they facing?
They're facing all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a skirmish formation where they face everywhere.
I see.
They're actually facing to the left because they decided to shoot the giant instead of that totemic summons. All right. This is going to be very confusing, so I don't know how to explain this. Bad things happened on this turn.
Just like it.
So, the Blue Knights... What was the thing? The Blue Knights... Oh, the Blue Knights over here on the left got charged by the Boar Boys. Remember, they were right in front of him. They just failed to get into him. So he was charging my front. I held. Chariot was charging me in the flank. I still held. I was like, okay, that's not bad because 5 aspirants held up to 4 chariots. How bad could this be?
Right.
Then the giant that's off to the bottom left, that you off the screen, declared a charge, and they didn't want to stay anymore. They were scared of the big giant in their flank, so they left, despite the general being right there. So they left.
Oh, they failed the terror.
They failed the terror chest and bugged out.
Okay.
Okay. Now, everything goes bad. So he starts with his general with the Apocalypse over here on the right, declares a charge into the flank. Oh, I think he started with his BSB. No, I'll go back up. The Boar Boys charged the front of my unit. The Great Green Idol charged the flank of the white unit. And the white unit decided to flee from that because I was like, hey, look, what happens? If the white unit flees, it gets over there in front of the Boar Boys on the left. No one can kill it. And the Boar Boys can't complete their charge against the Blue Knights. So it saves me the unit. This sounds great. So they do. Ta-da! Then, they left, and because they left, what happened? The Boar Boys redirected, Boar Boys on the top right redirected the blue unit, bounced it all the way down to where you see it.
Okay.
Taking the aspirants with them.
Well, they failed to panic.
Correct. Whatever, I don't know. There's a bunch of other weird stuff happened on this one. So, and I think that's pretty much where it ends up.
So your character's sitting out there in the field by himself.
Sitting out there in the field by himself, hoping somebody charges me in the flank.
White guys have fled into the front of the...
They're fleeing, but they're in front of that, which is blocked. Since they didn't charge me, and they had already redirected, they cannot redirect into me. So I like that. And the giant over there, you can see the footprint of him on the bottom left. Redirected into the Green Knights.
Okay.
Which is a good long charge, and probably won't make that.
And they stood. Okay.
And they stood because that's, like I said, it's a long time, and they made their terror.
And the chariots going after the Blue Knights.
And the chariot, since the Blue Knights got bounced back into their possible charge, are going to make it. They're making a decently long charge at it. Redirecting into it.
So we got lots of fleeing going on.
So all the stuff's bouncing all around.
All right. So your characters, your 2 characters are still standing. Your Green Knights are standing.
The guys on the bottom right and the Brigands.
The red guys are standing and the Brigands. Okay.
But the other 3 units on the left
are running away.
Are running. All right. And the order of that was just ridiculous because it was just charge after charge, and I was getting bounced. So I was pinballing around all over the place. So, so the chariot makes its charge, which is rather unfortunate and unexpected. Then the giant makes this
and it makes its roll
god-awfully long
and
charge.
Reforms towards you. Okay.
And makes it in.
Okay.
To those knights. Up on top...
At least your general's facing the wrong way.
Yeah, it's perfect. And then up on top, the giant makes it into the flank of my renowned duke.
Okay.
But he's got 5 strength 7 attacks. It's pretty scary. But I go first. Which is
5 strength 7?
Yeah, he's got the club.
That's strength 6?
He's strength 5, 6 on the first round. +1 for the club, +1 for the first round.
Oh, because of the orcs. Yeah.
The board to fight thing.
I forgot, yeah.
The other thing he did is the Apocalypse guy charged down here into the Red Knights.
Okay.
May have missed that in the huge other nonsense.
We found it now.
So that's where we are. Oh, and not only did the Orc Apocalypse made it into the front, the Totemic Summons came up and hit me in the rear, over here on the right.
I figured it would.
So over on the right, we go Great Weapon, and the 3 guys in the back managed to do 3 wounds to the Totemic Summons and kill it outright. So his rear bonus is gone.
Okay. Did he kill any of you?
He didn't kill any of me, but the Orc Apocalypse did kill 3 of me.
Okay.
So wounds are a push. He's got a charge. I've got a banner and a rank, so I actually win by 1, and he sticks around.
All right.
The giant seems
to be by himself.
Makes up for making that tremendous charge by doing no wounds.
Oh, that giant. Okay.
Yeah, over here on the left. Mm-hmm. By doing no wounds and running away, losing the combat by 1.
And you didn't chase him. You turned.
And I did not chase him.
You turned the face.
I turned the face out there.
Okay.
I believe because I would have bumped into the back of my
fleeing aspirants
as well. So. The giant up here, which I was not afraid of, just smashed my Renowned Lord. Actually, he won the combat, chased him down.
Oh, okay.
I would rather, he had the Black Knight's Tabard, so wounds he couldn't have killed me because I would have stood back up. But he won the combat.
That doesn't help you when you're getting stepped on when you're running away like a girl.
No, it doesn't. I would agree with that statement. All right. Back to my turn. Again, we're on turn 5, bottom of turn 5 now. The Green Knights that were back here that fought off the giant charged forward, hit into the Boar Boys, smashed them down to 4, and then rather than pursue them, they reformed to face the giant.
Okay.
The general charged into the other unit of Boar Boys on the left, smashes them down to 3, turns to face into the...
Doesn't chase them.
Boar Boys, elects not to chase him as well. Learned his lesson from his buddy, the Duke, over on the other side, who doesn't like getting charged in the flank. The mage casts a couple spells, gets off Stone Skin, Healing Waters, gaining 2 knights back here, fighting the general.
Okay, but and your white knights, are they still fleeing, or are they...
The white knights continue to flee.
Okay.
And go out to where you see them.
All right, and... So that was your turn.
That's my turn. That's my turn 5.
Okay, and your brigands are charging somebody?
And I was just using that to indicate which way they were facing. So, back to his turn.
Here we go again.
So the giant charges the Green Knights.
So that's the blue arrow?
On the far right. He charges the Green Knights. They fail their terror.
Okay.
And flee, bounce through my general.
That's the yellow arrow?
The yellow arrow. Bounce through my general to where you see them.
Okay.
So then the giant immediately redirects into my general.
Okay.
The Orc Boar Boys up there, the Orc Foot Boys, Savages up there, have enough to see this unit and can fit through the gap. So they charge my Green Knights, who flee through the giant, through the chariot, and off the board.
But don't die.
And off the board. They don't die, you're correct. They go home, they don't die.
Okay.
And then let's see what else we got. So yeah, that's all bad. The giant comes in, kills my general with his 1-up rerollable armor and 5-up ward. Kills him, overruns, and catches the White Knights.
The White Knights, okay.
With my BSB in it. And then we have down here on the bottom. Oh no!
So look, he killed that guy, but
we didn't kill him.
Oh, okay.
And then down here we fight another round of combat and get down to what you see. This was just a picture of my remaining troops.
Oh.
At the end of the turn game.
Oh, you never killed him.
I didn't kill him. He didn't kill me. It was a push combat.
Okay.
He lost by 2. He lost by 1 the first round. He lost by 2 the next 2 rounds. And never, didn't break. I ended up with 2 wounds on him.
Yeah.
But couldn't, get the final wound on him.
Okay.
So, that was pretty much a complete disaster.
What was the objective again?
Hold the center.
Oh, okay.
Which I did manage to get. Because you saw my units all around there all the time.
Yep.
So it turned that 15-5 into a 12-8.
Okay.
So
it looked more disastrous than that.
It was 15-5.
Yeah.
I killed quite a bit of stuff, not anywhere near what he killed, but
right.
So yeah, that was bad. This whole thing was a mess. Some of it I didn't have a choice of. Some of it I fled too much. I should have just at some point held with something and tried to. I think the White Knights voluntarily fleeing is what really messed me up. But whatever.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Well, you're also let yourself get in the middle and him.
I did. I did. I am in the literal bowl of death at the moment.
If he was a slower army, it'd be okay, but with his cav, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Pick a side.
The big thing was the blue unit not getting the 5 or 6 inch overrun into the war boys.
Yeah.
Is what caused my downfall. The big problem. I mean, it also, a lot of it was affected by the stupid bolt scorpions hitting but not never wounding that
wyvern.
Yeah. Because a single wound, you could,
right.
Anyway, so. But that's how it goes.
Okay.
But that's a 9 and an 8 for me after 2 games. Neither one have turned into a bad loss.
Yeah.
But both losses nonetheless.
Yes. Okay. How's the rest of your team doing at this point?
I think I'm leading the team in points at this point.
Okay. Well, that's good.
No, I'm not sure. I think
so you have bragging rights.
No. The team's not doing well.
Okay.
No. So, anyway, that's going to do it for that one.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Till next time.